Hello, welcome to Federal Sector Labor Management Relations Watch. The title of today's episode is In the News. It's January the 27th, 2025. I'm Merrick Masters, Professor of Business Emeritus, commentator and podcaster. You can find me at my email address and on my YouTube channel. In the news. A lot of developments have taken place since Trump was sworn in last week through executive actions on his part and public statements made in various locations about the situation with regard to the federal government. Workers and others have responded, creating news about the scope of change and the direction of change in the federal sector, which impacts labor and management, as well as neutrals who are involved in trying to mitigate disputes between the parties. Some of the titles of recent headlines are as follows. I am terrified. Workers describe the dark mood inside federal agencies. Trump issues a shock threat to 90,000 new IRS staff as he reveals where they may end up working under him. Trump fires independent inspectors general in Friday night purge. Government workers dismayed by Trump's return to office mandate. Trump to sign executive order to fundamentally change or get rid of FEMA. 160 national security staffers are sent home as the White House aligns its team to Trump's agenda. These headlines are provocative by nature. I encourage you to read the articles and also look behind the articles for evidence about what's actually happening. Go to the White House website and look at the executive orders and memoranda themselves, because I think they will provide greater insight as to the nature and scope of change. Some of the presidential actions taken since January 20th, 2025 include a hiring freeze in the federal sector, a return to in-person work policy mandate, a review of the Federal Emergency Management Agency, dismantling of diversity, equity, and inclusion programs throughout the federal government, restoring accountability to management at the senior and other levels, establishing the Department of Government Efficiency Initiative, and terminating federal office holders. Such terminations have occurred in various instances across the federal sector. The import of these actions are that they reflect transformative changes in employee relations, labor relations, human resources, and government operations based on different philosophies of management and public administration, certainly from those prevalent under the previous administration. The overarching goals behind these actions include reducing the size and scope of government footprint in the budget, regulation, and personnel, shifting the emphasis from process to performance, and aligning management at all levels with presidential appointees in terms of policy. The intentional disruption of balance of power among key stakeholders is a core objective of these executive actions. Balance of power will be altered among political appointees, management, employees, and representatives of managers and employees. The outcome of the tensions between these various groups will involve the decision about various countermoves that have been undertaken on legal, political, administrative fronts to challenge the administration's initiatives, and also how the administration itself will respond to these countermoves. It's going to be a very challenging and significant time period of change for the federal sector. And I hope that you will continue watching these episodes of Federal Sector Labor Management Watch so that we can join together in this journey of paying attention to what the issues are and making certain that the different interests of the parties are reflected in the debate that occurs over these changes. This includes a little bit more about myself that you can review at your leisure. I thank you for joining this episode and stay tuned for more. Have a good evening.